Good evening, folks. It is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, at a little after 8 p.m. This is I-12GIA, the what are we calling ourselves now? The, the, the briefing ops,
The
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 ops,
ops the ops
the
report.
ops desk, the ops desk. Sorry, we changed our name here a while back. We're switching some stuff up, so I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing most of the time anyway. So we are now the ops desk now. We are no longer real talk with real people or whatever the hell we were before. Um, so you have myself, Instructor Fogg. You have Colonel Mickey Marcus down there, who was deigned to join us for the evening, dressed in his IDF and Israeli attire, looking quite dapper with his glasses and his fancy mustache. Um, and I think it's Nomad may or may not pop in later on. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, so tonight we're going to do Al-Qaeda attacks in the U.S. There's been a lot of chatter on the interwebs and the various communications things around the country about this nonsense. Um, so we're going to delve into that tonight and talk about some other stuff. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the Colonel here with information on this. There you go, bud.
So this letter came out, uh, as you can see, 17 July, and nobody knew about it actually. I found out about it accidentally. I think I sent it to you, and I think I sent it to Nomad. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know when they were going to warn us about this. Uh, if we didn't find it, I guess probably wouldn't have known about it till after we were dead, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Basically, they said it's a record, a duty to warn, and terrorists are targeting retired senior officials previously who served in the Department of Defense, which would be you and I. We had security clearances,
Hmm.
uh, and you know, I fit the profile, you fit the profile, and sure, Nomad fits the profile,
Hmm.
and basically they're telling us to be careful that they're coming for us. I mean, if I didn't find this, I would have never known about it.
No, definitely not. I think it's something you have to kind of pay attention to anyway. There was also some information out there about somebody leaked a bunch of contractor information, addresses, names, and so forth from Afghanistan and Iraq both. I think we're still waiting for more input and more information on that, but that kind of sucked too.
Yeah,
Um,
so whoever did that should be hunted down,
yeah,
handcuffed behind the back,
yeah,
and have their fingernails pulled out one by one.
yep, and then killed frequently and often,
You
more
don't
than
you
once.
don't go you don't go and do that to people. I don't care. You
Mm,
don't dox ICE agents. You don't
mm,
dox people that put their lives on the line to protect this country.
mm.
Uh, being apolitical, I'm sending this all back down the. Um,
Down the flagpole?
I'm sending it down the Democrat poop chute.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
up, depending. Yeah.
this letter here had to be purposely withheld.
Hmm.
How do you forget? And it's signed by a colonel, a provost marshal. How do you forget to send this to people, DOD people? How do you
I,
forget it?
I have no idea. Yeah, yeah.
You just
Um,
don't forget to push the send button on something like this.
nope, nope.
You know?
Yeah, the Twitterverse is all a Twitter about this.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
I would be too.
there something. Well, here, let me look at this here. Answering exactly those questions. Okay, this is uh, this is from Sam Peace America. I'm going to run through this. It's a little long, but it's a lot of good information. So I'm going to read through some of it here. Um, okay. All right. Bigger terrorist threat no one's talking about. July 17th, 2025, the military issued a duty to warn. Okay. Retired senior officials served in Syria and Iraq are being targeted by terrorists in Florida. Okay. So where did the terrorists get the list? Um, The warning says the threat against retired DoD personnel not active duty, specifically those involved in the Syria-Iraq theater. This is not random, this is precision targeting. That requires a database, one with names, roles, addresses, and history. So who has that? Let's go back. In 2015, under Obama, imagine that, the OPM, Office of Personnel Management, was hacked.
Yeah, I got a letter. I got a letter in my safe.
Yeah, I think that, me too, I think, yeah. Over 21 million records were stolen, including security clearance forms, SF-86s, fingerprints, foreign contacts, and personal data. Okay, exposed to deep defense networks. Also under Obama, a Pakistani IT aide named Imran Awan was given unfettered access to dozens of congressional servers. He was later accused of unauthorized access, data migration, and potential blackmail, but the story was buried. The media pretended it was nothing, and it wasn't. So let's fast forward. A terrorist group has a list of retired U.S. military personnel who served in Syria and Iraq. And they're zeroing in on Florida. Now, why Florida, you might ask? That's home to SOCOM, CENTCOM, and one of the largest retired vet populations in the country. This didn't come from Facebook, it came from a leak. And now, while these threats grow, the U.S. government is contracting with Palantir, a private data aggregation company, to centralize all of our information. This is how I see. I wasn't aware of that. This is interesting. Medical records, government employees. Say again?
From?
It's from a Twitter feed post. Stand by a minute. I'll run back up there. I'll get you the name. U.S. government is contracting with Palantir, a private data aggregation company, to centralize all of our information. Medical records, government employment, military history, financial data, GPS movements, and social media all in one place. When they say all of our information, I'm assuming they mean DoD, DOS, contractors, that kind of thing.
Because when I get that letter from OPM, it said that it said I should be specifically cautious in that they got all my personal information.
Right.
And they knew that I was a State Department employee, and they knew I carried a firearm. And so that made me even a more attractive target.
Yeah.
I still got the letter in my safe. It came in, looked like a government check, only it said Office of Personnel Management on the top.
Huh, okay.
I thought it was a bonus, but.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of in some way. How are we supposed to trust any administration, let alone the next one with this kind of power? Depending on who is in office, who gets flagged, who gets protected, who gets exposed, and who gets sold out. Do you really think this kind of information will never be abused? Do you think everyone in the government or at Palantir is incorruptible? What happens when one president decides to protect his friends and sell out his enemies? And what happens when that list leaks? This is bigger than just a terrorist threat. This is a systemic failure and a national security crisis created by data centralization. We are watching the aftershock of years of digital negligence and misplaced trust. And no, we haven't seen the worst of it yet. The terrorist threat targeting retired U.S. officials in Florida is real, but the real danger is that your name could be on a future list, because the people holding your data aren't gods. They're just politicians, contractors, corporations, and sometimes traitors. Final thought, if you wouldn't hand your most private info to a stranger on the street, why are we forced to trust Palantir with it? Because one day a single breach or betrayal could turn your history into someone else's target list. Stay tuned for further. Okay, that is from a Twitter guy named Sam Peace America. Interesting stuff.
I'm just surprised that he brought up the 2016 OPM thing, because like I still got that letter in my safe. I mean, that still bugs me. You know, I don't go anywhere without a piece anyway. But
well, yeah. Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's you try to maintain OPSEC and all this stuff, but it's kind of like, for me, it's too easy to find. I mean, it's so easy to find anybody anymore. I mean, it's kind of like, why bother? Just keep your head on a swivel and practice situational awareness and do all the shit that you would normally do anyway, and be prepared to fight if anybody shows up at your door that shouldn't be there. I mean, that's kind of where we're at now, trying to hide it's impossible to go. Well, I shouldn't say impossible, you can do it, but it's very difficult to go off, the web anymore. It's just, you just can't be done. But anyway, so what are you thinking about Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda specifically, or what do you think?
Well, I was listening to Sarah Adams. She used to work for the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
She's a CIA alum, and she was talking about Hassan bin Laden, and she had a picture of him in a 511 hat, American sunglasses, and he was with the Taliban spokesman Zubanellah Mujahid. They were
Common spelling.
common spelling. They were picking up counterterrorism funds flowing into the Taliban's Qatar office. Now, Qatar is a cesspool. You know?
Yep.
I don't care what anybody says.
Nope.
The cesspool for terrorists.
Yep.
And anyway, you know the signs, you've seen the movies before, and yet here we go again. Another catastrophic attack from Al-Qaeda is on the way. And the pieces have been really put in motion, you know. If you allow history to repeat itself, the failure will be etched in infamy, just like it was on September 11th. Only this time, there's no excuse because we know about it.
Mm-hmm.
What say you?
I say I agree completely. You know, those that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, but god damn, we keep doing this shit. Jesus Christ. December 7th, 9/11, you know, the USS Cole, all the embassy attacks in Africa. Why can't we not, as a government, seem to get our shit together for this stuff? At what point? I mean, the intelligence community has lost all credibility, especially with everything that's going on right now. You know, and with the Senate hearings that are in the
I read. Speaking of credibility is like a dirty piece of underwear. I read tonight Pam Bondi has informed Donald J. Trump that he's on the Epstein list.
Yeah.
Supposedly the one that don't exist.
Yeah, right. So I know what the hell. Yeah, I was listening to something earlier too. You know, that's just bullshit.
It's
know,
like the roll,
videos.
like the roll of toilet paper with little Santa Clauses on it.
Yeah.
In your bathroom or not, you know?
Right.
It's like the Epstein list.
Yeah.
I'd say the list exists.
Yeah, I do too, and I don't know why. Well, we had this conversation last time around, you know, about this whole thing was supposed to be an IDF operation or a Mossad operation, and they just didn't want to burn them right now because.
Yeah, don't go blaming my fellow countrymen.
No, I'm not blaming them. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that's I'm not surprised given the level of incompetence of the intelligence community in general. I'm not at all surprised that would happen. So you know they. You know, shame on them for letting it happen if that's what's happening, but it's not Mossad's fault. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess all along we were promised that the intelligence community had transformed after 9/11, which I think is a bunch of horse poop.
Pretty much.
John Brennan, CIA director, really? Anyway.
Yeah, right.
That never again meant real reform. Which I don't believe that for a split second. But now what do we see instead? The same foundational cracks, failed collection, poor analysis, risk aversion, and the unwillingness to name an enemy truthfully. Agree or don't agree?
Yep, and that is unfortunate.
True statement or not?
Say again?
True statement or not?
True statement. Yeah, most definitely.
Here's the reality. The intelligence community currently doesn't even know who's in charge of ISIS or, for that matter, Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
You know? So many names have emerged. And the only ones that seem to be doing anything about it and taking them out is the Jews, the Israelis. You know? Anyway, on the ISIS front, Abu Hafiz al-Assami al-Qasari. Now that's a name.
Common spelling.
Common spelling, yeah.
Yes.
Good thing you're not writing him a speeding ticket. You'd be there all night. Uh,
Right.
the group's fifth emir is the actual head of ISIS and is currently operating from inside Syria.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering why he hasn't been taken out yet.
I don't know. There must be a reason. Maybe they don't want him taken out yet, or
Well,
somebody doesn't.
Israel's operating in Syria, and so is in the U.S., right?
Yep. War
Yet
time.
U.S. briefings continue to elevate Sheikh Abdul Qadir uh, Munmin, a Somali-based ISIS leader. Somalia. Where did
Gee,
oh,
where did where did
yeah, they
10,000 of
did in
those?
Homa. I
Right.
forgot about
Yeah. Yeah. Whose bright idea was it to bring a bunch of people from sub-Saharan Africa and stick them up in the frozen
it. So
waste of
Barry
Minnesota?
Soetoro brought a
Hmm.
bunch of Somalis over here, and he had a master
Right.
plan.
Right.
Let's put them all in one area, form a
Hmm.
new congressional district, and get them into the Congress. And that's what he did.
Hmm.
In fact, there's a guy in a Somali person in Minnesota that's running for the U.S. Senate.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another one up there now. Yeah. My personal opinion on that is if you are not a U.S. citizen, then you should not be a representative in Congress or any political party, period. End of story. Fuck you if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And the horse you rode in on.
Anyway,
Or in their case.
Kasari is the wrong man, wrong country, wrong threat. Uh, Wrong picture. Narrative
Mm.
keeps the American public in the dark, believing that they are safer, while the real enemy is planning its next move.
Hmm. That would make sense.
Believe that one?
I believe that one too. Boy, you're like 10 for 10 so far. You're batting 1,000.
Similarly, the intelligence community remains completely blind to the current reality of Al Qaeda and its leadership. The group's real leader, Hamza bin Laden, alive and once again operating from
Hmm.
Afghanistan. There isn't some clerical error, it's an intelligence failure.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. The Bin Laden family tree needs to be pinched off and dropped in the toilet bowl where it belongs.
I could be mistaken. I've been mistaken once in my life. Uh, some of them are still living here in the United States.
Hmm. Yep, they sure are.
He has a brother that's an attorney in Cambridge.
Hmm. Hmm. See now,
Anyway,
if go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
if no, no,
Jumping.
no, it's fine. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. If it would seem to me like if it were a matter of keeping your enemies close or your friends close and your enemies closer, I could kind of understand that. But they're not smart enough to figure that out. They just no, that's not what it is at all. We got to be more diverse. We got to be more representative of all this shit.
Are you
We
talking
don't.
the intelligence community? You're talking about the.
Yeah, the intelligence community. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
to keep track of them. But they're maybe now. I mean, maybe things will get sorted out, but it's
I don't
going to take a
know.
long time
So
to recover.
right now, here's my interpretation of it. Tell me if I'm riding my horse in the wrong direction.
Okay.
The intelligence community is so consumed with prosecuting Obama, Brennan, all those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We've heard diddly squat about stuff that we're talking about tonight.
Hmm. Hmm. That's cause for concern too, because prosecuting Obama et al. Is not their job. Um, their job is to identify and address threats to the state. Um, from
I
our
know I
foreign
got a nice
enemies.
picture of me with my arm around her waist, hugging her close, but you know,
Oh, yep, I know.
prioritizing Obama and prosecuting those guys for what they did in 2016, which
Right.
is 9 years ago. I think the statute of limitations is running. Uh,
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't,
know
you
what
know,
is what is the statute of limitation on treason?
there is none.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
called
But
it's
yeah,
called a, it's called a it's called a it's called a 308.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that. Um, Just rewind.
That's the
Yeah.
penalty for treasonous death. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Sarah Adams.
Getting back to
Talk about
Sarah. So when the public was told Bin Laden's son was dead in 2019, a lie that was planted by none other than Dr. Ayman al-Zawahiri, a doctor who was actually Bin Laden's doctor. I thought Zahawi get killed, but maybe I was wrong. He was very much
a different Zawahiri.
Yeah, very much alive, hidden and protected, and poised to prove that the second and third generation of the Bin Ladens are far more lethal than the first. But before something catastrophic happens, it's time to confront the reality of what Hamza, Sada, Abdullah, Osama, and the nephew, Hassan bin Laden, are planning from inside Afghanistan, which they have free reign because we turned over all that equipment, all that money. Aren't we still feeding them money?
Yes. I think Trump shuts a bunch of that shit down, though.
Did he?
Yeah. I think they were defunded. A little. Wait, what the fuck is this? Is this just now? Breaking: multiple police officers shot in Lorain, Ohio. This is as of 5 hours ago. What's the story with this here? Breaking, sources tell Fox 8 Cleveland that officers were ambushed. A manhunt for the suspect is underway. That's still, I don't know, anyway.
Anyway,
again,
that's one of Sarah. So that's one of Sarah Adams talked about that. That was going to be Al-Qaeda's MO. They're going to take out the first responders first. So once the first responders were all neutralized, then they go after the general populace because you'd have to be able to defend yourself,
Right, and that's the reverse of the usual tactic in which they do a primary to take out the civilians or whomever, and then their secondary IEDs or whatever to eliminate the first responders when they show up and not expecting them. Maybe they switch that up.
They're doing all this in reverse now. The Taliban in-laws to the Bin Laden family played the intelligence community well, and they'll make no bones about it to let you know what happened. The intelligence community allowed our enemies to run better deception campaigns than we've run counterterrorism operations. Instead of correcting course, too many inside the intelligence community just were blind to everything that was going on, or either blind or really didn't care. They actually remained silent. Watching the threat build and saying nothing, choosing safety over duty. In other words, choosing to save their jobs. For actually doing their jobs, And for anyone who needs a reminder of what real courage looks like, look no further than September 11th, 2001, which we're coming up on the 20th anniversary. Anyway, on that fateful day, a small group of ordinary Americans aboard United Flight 93 understood the gravity of the situation. They made a choice. They didn't wait for the orders. They didn't say, it's not my job. They didn't demand full confirmation of the threat. They acted and forced the plane down in the Pennsylvania field because they knew exactly what was at stake. Now, you think that would happen today?
No.
Agreed. Why not?
Because we have a strong, confident, competent leader and cabinet and staff who are not going to put up with that bullshit anymore.
I was going in another direction.
Okay.
How about the people that age group today? They're a bunch of entitled millennials that don't even want to wipe their own ass. Do you think they're going to take on a bunch of terrorists trying to crash a building?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're still, there's all the GWAT guys that were still out there though, and you know they'll step up, um, and uh, and deal with whatever needs to be dealt with. I think the unwipeable ass or the millennials in diapers are kind of a non-entity at this point. Maybe, I don't know. Hard to say.
Anyway, they gave their lives to stop a greater evil, and they did it with less intelligence and resources than you have at your fingertips right now.
Yep.
Just push a few buttons on your computer and get anything you want, right?
Yep.
And the firefighters who ran up the stairs of the Twin Towers, they weren't debating narratives or worrying about optics. They weren't worried about paychecks. They moved because they knew what had to be done. Why should we make heroes after an attack when we could have heroes now who do the right thing? Not hard to understand, is it?
No, it is not.
Well, what's coming? So decide. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to stand up, speak out? Are you fighting to expose the lies the intelligence community has swallowed in Afghanistan and Syria?
Yeah.
Or are you going to sit by quietly watching history repeat itself, knowing full well what's coming? And watching the U.S. counterterrorism dollars get diverted from the Taliban and poured into a plot against the United States?
I don't know. I guess we shall see. Well, evil thrives when good men do nothing, and I know in our circle, it's pretty much populated by all kinds of good men. So I just have to think that aren't going to be standing by doing nothing.
She brings out a lot of good points. The job, here's the key point. Here's where I get pissed at Tulsi Gabbard and everything else, and John Radcliffe. And the job of the intelligence community is not politics.
Right.
My man. Not politics.
100%.
Promotions or protecting bad policy. It's about protecting American people. And so far, in my estimation, they've done this much.
Yeah.
Goose egg. They're too worried about Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Mueller. That's all they're worried about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Comey's daughters are taking a pretty big hit here lately. They're getting fired on a regular basis. Another one just got fired today. Apparently.
Who got fired today? I know Maureen got fired last week.
Yeah, another daughter. Apparently, somebody tried to nominate her for some Supreme Court, or it's not a Supreme Court, but a federal judge's position or something, and Trump said nope. Well, that's not going to happen. So, just before I forget, and since I'm looking at it right now, in case anybody wants to know who Sarah Adams is, and that is Sarah Sarah Adams. She is well versed in everything involving terrorism, Middle East activities, and all that kind of stuff. And she's also the author of Benghazi, Know Thy Enemy. It's an excellent book. I can't recommend it enough. And she is like a dog with a bone concerning Benghazi. So she will not let that go until Hillary Clinton is in Guantanamo with an orange jumpsuit where she belongs, and all the rest of them.
So remember when my boss was on, Roger?
Mm-hmm.
So when I started with the State Department, I was in that, I was told never, ever discuss Hillary Clinton and Benghazi. That was one of the cardinal rules of keeping your job. Just like knowing the cardinal rules, I say firearm handling.
Yeah.
One of the cardinal rules keeping your job is not discussing Hillary Clinton and Benghazi.
Yeah.
I worked with a lot of guys that were there and were sensitive about it, so I can't say that I blame them. Anyway, getting back to me. If a handful of civilians on a hijacked flight could find the courage to stop an attack in real time, what excuse do you have with the intelligence capabilities and resources that the nation can offer? History's watching. So are your former colleagues. And most importantly, the American people. So let me ask, what are you going to do?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, exactly what we are doing. monitoring, um, being prepared to self-rescue because ain't nobody coming to get you. Um,
I guarantee you those 5 cops in Ohio shot tonight. There's a backstory behind that.
yeah, there definitely is. There's not much at all. I'm going to keep monitoring that for a bit, but
So
um,
here's my notice to the public that's listening tonight. You need to prepare now. We say it every week. And we're the ones that can help you do it. You just got to reach out to us. We offer the training. We offer the equipment. You know, we'll get you where you need to be. You just need to reach out and say, hey, let me take your hand. Help me cross the street. I can't put it any more simple than that, right?
mhm.
Prepare now, because if the intelligence community refuses to course correct, the responsibility to protect your community and your family may fall on you and you alone.
That's pretty much, yeah, the way of the world, and that's what everybody needs to be thinking about here. Um,
But we don't seem to be doing it, do we?
no, we don't, and I'm going to lay that one on the I don't know. Sorry, I got sidetracked with cops being ambushed. Get back to the focus here. Four ambush attacks on law enforcement in over a 5-day period. 6 officers shot
Yeah.
in a 5-day period. I think you're onto something with them switching things up though and going after the first responders first.
Well, that's what
Which,
Sarah Adams. That's what Sarah Adams thinks that their best chance of success is.
yeah,
That's why she says prepare. Prepare to defend yourself because nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to rescue you.
right, right.
I think they realize that now. You know, but what
I
they
don't
don't
know.
realize is that some of us are probably more prepared than law enforcement.
Sadly enough, and that's the fault of the administration and the politicians involved in all this shit.
Yeah.
There's I'm trying to find something else on the ones that just happened just now. There's not a lot of information on this. Um, huh. What is this about here? Oh, LPD. Lorraine PD. Okay. Lorraine PD had 3 of its officers shot earlier this afternoon. 2 were ambushed while sitting in their patrol car eating lunch. And a 3rd officer was shot when responding to call for help. Shooter had a rifle. He's dead. 2 officers critical. 1 treated and released. That was the Lorain County, Ohio incident. What in the hell?
So let me ask, as a former cop, why would you be sitting in your patrol car having lunch?
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
I mean, when I was a road cop, I never did it.
Mm-mm.
The safety reason.
Yep. Or yeah. Yeah, well, it's a different, it's a different world now, though. I mean, this guy had a rifle, apparently, so he might have taken him from a distance. What the hell is this now? This is from July 9th.
How about the Customs and Border Patrol guy that got shot in New York the other day?
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused about that one. He was on a date down by some river someplace, and guys on a scooter came up and
Yeah.
got in a gunfight with him. That's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can see the video. The guy pulls out a gun, shoots the agent in the face. I guess the guy lost his bottom jaw, all his bottom teeth and everything else. Then the agent shoots back and hits him in the chest. That's what we're up against.
Let's see if I can't do that. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. I'm watching the video right now. I'm trying to see if I can get it to load so I can share it, but I don't know if I can or not. I don't think supposed to be a what. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Oh yeah, okay. Well, all right. While we're talking about this, fucking Geraldo Rivera. Remember him?
No, I don't.
You don't remember Geraldo Rivera?
I choose not.
You choose not to remember Geraldo Rivera? Okay, good. Had me worried there for just a moment. I mean, I know your CRS strikes at random times, but okay. So according to Geraldo Rivera, okay, judges don't wear masks, sheriffs don't wear masks, marshals don't wear masks, FBI agents don't wear masks, court officers don't wear masks, and cops don't wear masks. Only ICE agents wear masks. Go back in your hole, Geraldo, and stay there.
Nah, I
Dumbass.
tend to disagree with that because, like, I know in Massachusetts, like when the SWAT, when the NEMLEC goes out, they're going to do a warrant right. They'll wear masks.
Well, of course we do. We all do. Motor cops wear masks because it's cold. They're just. Do you remember? Well, yeah, we both been cops for a long, long time. You remember back in the old days when you couldn't wear black, you couldn't wear black gloves because black gloves were too aggressive.
No, they didn't want you to wear black gloves because a lot of us wore.
Or sab gloves.
Yeah,
well,
I still
well, yeah,
had powdered lead in the knuckles.
yeah, sap gloves. Well, you were an East Coast cop. I was a West Coast cop. We didn't do that kind of stuff. But for
Oh
us,
yeah.
it was just
Okay,
yeah,
let me pull up my pants. It's getting deep now.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when
you didn't manhandle him. You just shot him. I mean, like, come on.
exactly. I remember when there was a big controversy about I think they were or what was they Winchester Black Talons. They issued us Black Talons, were duty ammunition, and it was just a coating on the bullet. It was black, that um, for a lubricant on the head of the bullet. So of course everybody's up in arms. Oh, they're Black Talons. They're meant to kill black people and all this kind of stuff. So they renamed them like Golden Spears or some such shit because
So we're
everybody was
not
up in
allowed,
arms.
believe it or not, when we qualify, we're not allowed to qualify with Black Talon. There's like 3 ammunitions we're not allowed to qualify with.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because the perception of what that does.
Well, yeah. God, man, I could not live in an. Well, that's why I live in the free state of Florida.
We're only allowed to qualify with law enforcement brand hollow points.
It's the same fucking bullet. Huh.
Jack is under a different name.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, people that.
I know Leosa
Have,
I had this year said these 3 types of ammunition you don't want to get caught with.
what's up?
I forget. One of them was Black Talon, another one was like Purple Magic or something like that.
Purple magic. Purple drink. I don't know.
Let me show you.
All right, let me get off of Twitter here and back to where I'm supposed to be. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Since it's just me and the Colonel shooting the shit tonight, we're not really.
We're gonna do a round table.
Yeah, we can do it right now if you want, because I kind of ran out of shit to talk about. All right, let's go back and see what's happening in the Twitterverse. We're gonna do a lightning round for Twitter stuff. Get back home. There we go. Oh, okay. Kabul Front Line. The first locally manufactured modern car has been launched in Afghanistan, signaling a promising new era of industrial development in the country, built entirely by Afghan hands. This achievement highlights the nation's growing technological and manufacturing potential. What say you there, Colonel?
When the Bin Laden boys can manufacture high-tech cars, that's cause for concern.
Yeah, no shit.
And they're doing it with the money that Uncle Joe gave them.
Yep. Yep, they are those little varmints. My question would be, how far does it get before, how far does it drive before exploding? I think, all right, so they're making their own cars now. All right, well, um, hmm, why am I, Sarah Adams is filling up my thing here. Okay. Uh, Perseid meteor shower happens from July 17th to August 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Best seen before dawn. And there's a question. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and repeated the first sentence of the Lord's Prayer while gazing at the wonder? Oh, that's kind of cool.
I'm a Jew, so no.
Well, yeah, so no, but well, I have, and I'm not, so I have. So there you have it. Um,
Have you been transformed?
I have. I'm something. I'm not sure I'm transformed, but
You
all right.
walking
Let's
on
see.
water? Okay, let's ask some simple questions here to get. Are you walking on water?
No, no.
Any nail holes in your hands that we can see?
How does that relate to being Christian?
No, well, looking up and saying the Lord's Prayer, looking at the meteor showers. Woo, woo, woo.
For fuck's sake. What is the first? What is the first line? Well, you wouldn't know. What is the first line in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. As you look up at the Perseid meteor shower, right? Meteors falling out of the sky all over the place. Not knowing if you did not know what that was. Okay. Um, it's very powerful if you believe in God to do this while watching the night skies. Is all that means. It's not doesn't mean anything. It's just in awe of all that God has produced.
So you
Oh,
Christians get it easy.
okay.
It's like being an infant and being breastfed. Okay,
Okay.
compared to us Jews, like when I get a new set of cookware or something for the house, like I want to make it kosher, I got to
Uh-huh.
take it down the river down the street and stick it in running water for about 3 minutes and say a prayer over it and bring it home. It's got to be made kosher. And there's
Okay.
certain ways, there's only way to do it. It's going to be a body of water running over it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I got to take my stuff, put it in my truck, drive down the river, climb down the riverbank at great risk of breaking my neck.
Okay.
Pots and pans, anything else I want kosher and water. Let the water run over it for 3 minutes while I pray. And take it out, take it home, and wash it off and get it ready for you. So you got it easy just going out on your deck and saying Lord's Prayer, looking at the sky. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we probably should, yeah. So we don't end up with a theological argument or something here. Um, let's see. All right. How about let me see what I can find out. There's lightning strikes. Oh my God. Some trans guy walking into Ulta Beauty trying to buy makeup. Um, hmm. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard wants to have Barry taken to the woodshed. Hope it happens. Ain't there a train station nearby?
Well, see, okay. Let's take a pause here. Let's go
Okay.
back to what we were talking about earlier. She's not focused on
Exactly.
terrorism matters. She's focused on Barry Soetoro. And you know what? He was probably Biden's term was probably his third term. He's the one that plunged the country into the state of affairs we are now. But
Right.
he's not there anymore. My point being, there are more important things to focus on.
Yes.
Those
Yes. Especially
nitwits.
right now. Yep. I
Now,
agree.
unless the master plan is complete and utter revenge for Donald Trump, which is beginning to sound more and more like that's the road that they're going down. Sadly, you
Mhm.
know. Um, I don't know. You know, I think
I
the only
don't.
thing we're going to be able to do is, at the end of all this, is label this administration a complete and utter failure.
Yeah, yeah.
You
He
know,
does need to be called to account, but not right now. Maybe the next administration. Okay. Epstein's attorney Roy Black was found dead today.
he died of natural causes. He was like 86.
Sure about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Judge Roy Black. He was a federal judge at one point in time.
Okay. Secretary of Elections in Michigan gets cross-examined and paints himself into a corner, breaks down and confesses to participating in several crimes. Imminent announcement of indictments expected in Michigan related to elections.
Had to be a Democrat.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. The real question is there a statute of limitations on treason, presidential immunity?
So here's my argument. They're saying Barack Obama will never see a day in jail because
Mm-hmm.
he has presidential immunity. So how can you have presidential immunity for crimes, especially a crime like treason?
Right.
You know, everything that they tried Donald Trump on was civil. And they indicted him because they sent the FBI to, number one, raid Melania's panty drawer. But
Right.
what the agents were actually looking for, so I've been told, is they were looking for documents that Trump allegedly had that proved that the Russia was a hoax.
Right.
He wanted to get those documents.
That would make sense. Well, according to answer that question, treason has no statute of limitations, so prosecution can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Presidential immunity doesn't cover treason as it is not an official act. The Constitution is clear. Betraying the nation isn't protected no matter who you are. Justice must hold firm.
Yep.
All right.
And I think that's why they're going down the. That's the hole that they're going down, the rabbit hole that they're going down with this whole thing. Which, in the long run, they may get the minnows like the Brennans and the Comans,
Right.
and
Right.
and the Clappers, but I don't think they're going to get Sotero. I really don't. But I've been wrong once before.
Yeah, you never really know. Maybe, maybe not.
Yep.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Damn, we've almost finished up our hour, buddy.
No, we
How'd
haven't.
that happen? Yeah, we have. It's almost 8:50. Yeah, it's coming up on 9 o'clock. It's 8:53.
Bye.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Pause what you're doing and drop a salute to Tulsi Gabbard. She's fighting for us, for America and our future. She'll see your message, make it count.
I don't think he's fighting for us, but that's my own humble opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Let's put it this way: she's not doing DNI stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
DNI stuff would be presenting plans to the president to take these people out, which
Right.
she's too laser focused on Comey and Clapper and Barry and all those people.
Yep.
Giving conferences from the White House podium on what a good job she's doing, blowing smoke. You see her skirt today? It was going like this, like
No, I didn't see it.
so much wind
Really?
on the skirt. Like, give me a
That's
break.
funny.
You're not doing your job.
Yeah, I really hope they get. I hope they, get their shit together at some point.
I have more faith in Radcliffe. Maybe he's hovering in the background. Maybe he's hovering in the background, keeping his eye on things. I don't know. I would hope he is. But she's certainly not doing it.
Okay, here's from our friend Sarah. We highlighted a few weeks ago back 49 senators, 49 senior foreign terrorists harbored in Afghanistan by the Taliban, including leaders of the Islamic movement of Uzbekistan. That's a new one. And look here, we have the government of Uzbekistan asking the Taliban to hand over senior leaders from IMU. Interesting. Okay.
Hand over Taliban leaders from where?
From it's apparently there's Taliban Islamic movement of Uzbekistan. So apparently they're expanding their horizons or their reach or whatever. And the government of Uzbekistan is asking the Taliban to hand over senior leaders from Islamic movement of Uzbekistan because they were harboring 49 senior foreign terrorists in Afghanistan.
Is it Uzbekistan or Tajikistan where we get the Tsarnaev brothers from?
I think they were Uzbeks, I believe. The Tsarnaev, whatever the hell their name was.
The Tsarnaev.
So yeah, the Boston Marathon bombing suspects or assholes.
Well, I just got a thing that just come across my thing. Border Patrol agents continue to arrest Iranians in weapon traffickers crossing the northern border into New Hampshire.
Yeah.
What do you make?
Well, no surprise there.
Huh?
Yeah, no surprise there. How much longer before Canada turns into what am I after here? Turns into my brain just stopped working. Sorry, folks. Enemy of the state.
Yeah, Border Patrol is they arrested an Iranian crossing into New Hampshire, including Revolutionary Guard soldiers. How does that jar your preserves?
Jesus Christ. Why am I not surprised? I don't know, buddy.
I don't know. It's hard to be optimistic these days.
Yep. Yes, it is. All right, get back to the business at hand here. All right.
It's hard to swallow like an eagle when you're prancing with a turkey. Remember that.
Yeah. Yep. Isn't it like fly like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys or something? But that makes sense too. Soaring, flying, surrounding.
That was close.
Yep, it works good. All right, we are at our hour. That went fast. Have fun.
Wow.
I don't know if we met our goal of educating and entertaining tonight, but we sure tried hard.
I think we were 80% educational, 20% entertaining.
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah.
I'm very happy with because we're getting the word out there.
Yep.
Between everything we talked about tonight, what Sarah Adams is talking about, and the fact that that thing just popped across my phone.
Right.
Arresting Revolutionary Guard members at the northern border. I mean,
yeah. Plus, you got a little plug in there for ICOGIA.
It's like biting you in the face, I mean.
It is, yeah.
It's, you're bit by a snake once. You don't want to put you in a schnorzola next to it and have it bite you again,
Yeah, pretty much. Have you ever watched the series Lioness?
No.
It's really good. Lioness is it's a CIA program, Special Activities Division, in which they hire female it started out initially as having like female agents that would deal with Muslim women, and that kind of morphed into a specialized program that would obtain and turn assets to investigate or to act on various things. Well, anyway, there's a little bit of a gem of wisdom in that I was watching it tonight. It's kind of good. Taylor Sheridan is a producer, so all his stuff is all the same guy from Yellowstone and all that, so it's always really good. Anyway, they were describing a person, and she said 5% of the population are saints, and 5% are evil, evil down to their bones, and that leaves 90% of the population are sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much where
True
the vast
statement,
majority
because
of the
all they
true
do is
statement.
follow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's all they do is follow. Exactly.
Hence
And
the
that's pretty
term
much,
follow or get out of the way.
yeah, lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Yeah.
And that's why they have sheep dogs to protect the sheep and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But I just thought that was kind of an interesting, very succinct description of the way of the world.
Yeah.
That being said, why don't you go ahead and do your closing there, my friend, and I will follow us up and push the button and take us out.
I-12 GIA. Your go-to guys for training, CPR, first aid, AED, firearms handling, firearms qualifications, self-defense. We sell body armor. We sell first aid equipment. We sell AEDs. Everything you're going to need when the cops can't come and get you because they've been shot dead by a bunch of people wearing diapers on their heads.
Our opinions are our own. They are not reflective of our sponsors, of which we have none right now.
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Yeah, I know. You do not. You are 100% correct. Yeah, okay. Well, we are the voice of experience. Like I said earlier, we try to educate and entertain. So if you join with us tonight, there is something I did forget to do because we have our names up. Let me scroll this out real quick. Wherever that went. It's a little late now, so I'm not going to do it. Am I? No. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We do live stream directly to YouTube, so if you want to watch our videos or any of our stuff, go over there and check us out. You can find us at I12GIA. On that happy note, give the ones you love a big hug and keep them safe and be prepared to self-rescue because ain't nobody coming to get you, folks. And we are out. Good night. See you next time. Same time, same station.